The world says it's time to celebrate the holidays, but your heart is broken. Join me as we explore ways that you can honor your love and loss this holiday season, and how small acts of self-compassion, including planning ahead, can help you have a meaningful season without denying the pain of loss. This is the Mindfulness and Grief podcast, and I'm Heather Stang, author, yoga therapist, and thanatologist. You didn't choose grief, but here you're choosing how to show up for yourself, and I'll guide you along the way. In each episode, you'll experience practical tools and sound advice to help you tend to your loss, honor your love, and rebuild a life where grief, hope, and meaning can coexist. If you are grieving, the holidays can be one of the hardest times of year. Everywhere you turn, the world is celebrating. The lights, the songs, the commercials, they all seem to shout that it's time for joy. But inside, it can feel like the world has forgotten that your heart is still broken. When someone you love has died, or when life has changed in a way you didn't choose, the holidays can stir up a mix of difficult emotions. There might be love and gratitude, but also loneliness, anger, or guilt. You might feel like you should be happy, even when you know you're not. That push and pull between what the world expects and what your heart feels is exhausting. And that's part of why the season hurts so much. Grief doesn't fade because the rest of the world is ready to celebrate again. Whether this is your first holiday without your person or your 20th, you can still miss them deeply. Love doesn't expire, it just changes form. I learned that lesson early. When I was 7 years old, my uncle died by suicide, just a month before Thanksgiving. He was working on the Alaskan pipeline. My grandmother was the secretary at the First Baptist Church in Cary, North Carolina. She was an incredible cook, and our holidays always centered around her Southern feast. Quail that my grandfather had hunted that morning, corn pudding, squash casserole, mashed potatoes, all made from scratch. That first Thanksgiving, after Doug died, she still made every dish. She put on a happy face. She was the amazing hostess she always was. The table was beautiful, but the air was heavy. No one said my uncle's name. Everyone tried to act normal, like we could pretend our way through it. I remember sitting there as a 7-year-old child, feeling how wrong everything was. The food tasted the same, but everything else was missing. It was our authenticity. It was our honesty. It was fearlessness, connection that wasn't present. And looking back now, I can see that my grandmother was doing what she needed to do to survive. Staying busy helped her feel safe, and it helped her feel in control. But that silence and that unspoken grief became the atmosphere we all breathed for a long time. And it taught me early that unacknowledged pain doesn't disappear. It burrows deeper, only to emerge stronger. This is why I do this work now, because of that holidays, because of my understanding that we can't erase grief. And this is why I'm so passionate about helping other people cope with holiday loss, because it formed me. So part of navigating the holidays is making space for both the love and the pain. And I'm going to offer you some things you can do, both in this podcast and those that follow, to help you care for yourself during this difficult time. And the first thing is to start with self-compassion. According to researcher Dr. Kristen Neff, whose work I love, self-compassion has 3 components. The first is being able to be with yourself when you're having a difficult time, and that's called mindfulness. You're present no matter what's happening. The second piece is common humanity, and that's recognizing that while this is very hard, there's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. It's part of grief, and it's something that all humans experience. We all experience pain and heartache and difficulty. And the final piece of self-compassion is self-kindness. This is how you show up for yourself, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself. And I'll say that just by listening to a podcast on holiday grief, this is you showing up for yourself. This is you saying, I care about my pain, this hurts, and I want to do something about it. So know that when you're being self-compassionate, it's okay to dread the holidays. It's okay to cry, to cancel plans, to be angry, to laugh. Every feeling is welcome and allowed. You don't have to perform gratitude or joy. You just need to be honest with yourself about where you are. And one way to do this is to try writing for a few minutes. And if you're not into journaling, that's okay. I'll probably turn you over time. But for now, all you have to do is set a timer for about 3 minutes and ask yourself, what do I need most today? Today, right now. And there's no right answer. Sometimes the answer is rest. Sometimes it's connection. And all sorts of other things can come up. The important part is that you listen to you. The next step is to make a plan, but keep it flexible. The weeks leading up to the holidays can be filled with anxiety, not just weeks, the months really. And having a plan can help you feel grounded. Decide what feels right this year. You might want to keep certain traditions, change them, or skip them entirely. In my Awaken Grief Support community, one of the tools we use is the Grief Sensitive Holiday Planner, which you can get for free at heatherstang.com/holiday help. And that's also in my guided journal From Grief to Peace. But this planner helps you think through questions like, how do I expect to feel on the holidays? What can I do if I get overwhelmed? Who feels safe to be around me? What events do I want to attend? What traditions do I want to modify and change? And it even has a place for you to brainstorm new traditions, new rituals. And I'll be talking about this planner and these different sections over the next several episodes of this podcast, because like I said, navigating the holidays is so hard, but it is doable. And you don't have to know exactly how you're going to get through it. You will. But when you can make these gentle reflections on around what you need, it will help you approach the holidays with compassion and meaning instead of dread. Another way to care for yourself during the holidays is to honor your loved one in your own way. You could light a candle, cook their favorite meal, wear their favorite color, have everyone say a few words about them before dinner. Maybe share a memory or a story. If you have children, and again, as a child who was grieving, I wish I'd had this, let them talk to you about how they're feeling. And if words aren't working or don't really detail all the feelings, turn to art, drawing a picture, writing a letter, creating a portrait of them and their loved one and their favorite memory, even just using crayons. This can be not only therapeutic, but it can actually create a sense of gratitude and joy that this person was in your life and still is in a changed way. And if you're alone, you can still create a ritual. In fact, some people prefer to do their holiday rituals for their loved one privately. You could write them a letter or write yourself a letter that is from them. Sit quietly and think about the imprint they've had on your life, how they've impacted your worldview, your hobbies, your mannerisms, your beliefs. Say their name out loud. These small moments can transform absence into presence. And finally, remember to let grief have its place. The goal here isn't to fix it or get over it or pretend that you're having a great holiday season. The point is to create space where grief and love can coexist. It's okay to shut yourself in a room, put on some evocative music, and let yourself cry. Let it out. You can miss them deeply. You can release emotion. And then you can take a breath and you can honor the love that remains. If you can give yourself permission to show up authentically, to allow yourself to feel what you really feel, the holidays might start to feel a little less like something to survive and a little more like something to navigate gently, intentionally, moment by moment. This holiday season will be different, but that doesn't mean it can't hold meaning. You can still find moments of comfort, even peace, in the smallest things. A memory shared, a breath taken to calm your nervous system, a night with friends that understand how you're feeling, a hug from someone who knows how much you care. If you would like to explore more about how to plan out your holidays and your grieving, again, you can download the Grief Sensitive Winter Holiday Planner at heatherstang.com/holiday help, which is down in the show notes. It's full of mindful prompts, reflection exercises, and some simple ways to move through the holidays with more ease. This brings us to the end of today's episode of the Mindfulness and Grief podcast. If you found it helpful, please follow the show and consider leaving a review. It helps others find their way here when they need support the most. Then head on over to heatherstang.com, where you can join my Awaken Grief support community free for 14 days. You'll meet with me and other kind-hearted members several times a week. Get access to the Mindfulness and Grief course, plus guided meditations, journaling prompts, and more to help you navigate grief. If you are a grief professional or volunteer, you can also learn about my Mindfulness and Grief Coach certification. I'll teach you how to share the mindfulness and grief system with others, and just as importantly, how to walk the talk and care for yourself along the way. I'm so glad you chose to show up for yourself today. May these teachings benefit you and those you love. Be gentle with your heart and come back soon.